Hello, my name is Noah and I sell on Amazon. I am turning 30 this week. I'm doing this full time. I've been married for it'll be 3 years this May, and then we have a 6-month-old baby. I started doing FBA maybe about 10 months ago. I've been selling on Amazon for 2 years, doing private label, very slowly growing. But I started doing private label to speed things up about 10 months ago. Last year, it's February 2nd, 2026 right now. Last year, 2025, we did, I think it was 138, something like that, $1,000 in revenue. My goal for this year is $1 million in revenue with 6 figures in profit. I think we can do it. My goal for January, so last month of 2026, was 20,000. Just missed it by like $300. It was a little frustrating, but that's okay. And then December, very similar. My goal was 50,000, and we just missed it by again. I think we did 49,007 something. So we missed it by like less than $300 as well. It's kind of a running theme, but I'm excited for this year. I'm starting this YouTube channel. I've never really been into social media, but I think it'd be good for anybody who's interested in either, starting any kind of business, especially an e-commerce kind of business. I really believe in you. It's kind of like the norm that everybody thinks like, oh, you work until you turn 65 or whenever it is that you think that you're planning on retiring, but and so you just work, and then when you turn a certain age, that's when you retire. My thing is if retirement's the goal, if you focus on that, I think you can achieve it much quicker. If you just put in like 10% extra effort, you can shave like a decade off of your how long you have to work for your career to be ready for retirement. So anyway, I think the idea is that this will help out, kind of to record myself, and then also just putting it out there, I think would help give me accountability to get things done. I'm incredibly lazy. Big procrastinator. One of the reasons why I married my wife is because she is very much not that. She's very responsible and gets things done much before they have to, much further in advance than when the deadline is. So give me accountability, and then anyone who wants to maybe try this for themselves, or maybe just to help give some inspiration for anybody, again, launching any kind of small business for themselves. So anyway, yeah. I guess I'll show you where I'm at. So here, let me flip the camera, and then this is the current state of my office. We just moved from Utah. Now we're in Boise, Idaho. Moved in with my parents. It's much cheaper rent, and then we'll actually, I think, have more space here. And then with the baby, it'll be nice to have built-in babysitting. But this is actually a little bit smaller than the office I had at our last place. The advantage, however, is that we now will have this other area to store products, anything that we're selling, and then also a staging area to help ship, which would be huge. It's this area right here. Also a mess. So but yeah, I think $1 million in revenue is very doable. Like I said, we finished out last year with almost 140,000 in revenue. And what's more is that I mentioned this January was almost 20,000. Last January was only like $3,000. So I know that doesn't perfectly translate to like January to January, 25 to 26. Those won't be perfectly correlated, but I think it is rough metric on growth. And then like over, I think like 70,000 of last year's sales were just October, November, and December. I don't want to bank on that more than I should for this year's sales, but could be because if you take $1 million and then you divide it by 365, I think it's like $2,800 a day. So that should be, if I did that every day, I'd hit $1 million in revenue. And what gave me kind of faith is that it was only one day, but this past December, 2 months ago, I got just a little bit above that number. I sold, I think if the number were $2,800 in a day, I hit like $2,850. So I've already had $1 million day. I really think it's possible. And if I can, this was last year was my first year really selling FBA and really trying to grow. And I've joined communities and I got a coach. I really started investing in this, going full time this past year. And so if my first calendar year, my first full calendar year this year, 2026, so I can do $1 million in revenue, if I can provide my family with over $100,000 in income, I think for my first calendar year, that's pretty good validation that this is a good career path. Anyway, I've been rambling on. I'm sure there's much better ways to do YouTube videos. I'm really just trying to make this as unedited, just kind of as raw as possible. Just kind of give a genuine, I don't know, update on where I am in my growth and my struggles, and hopefully other people will find either comfort or inspiration or just entertainment from these videos. So I plan to be posting pretty regularly. As I said, I'm very lazy, so I am fixing that. Instead of doing things as anally and perfectly as possible, I'm just trying to get things done. So I'm just gonna put this up just so it's done, and then I'll be giving updates on the office and kind of giving kind of overviews of just my struggles and my wins and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching.